Welcome back to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott, and on today's video, I haven't done this long enough, so I really don't know what to call it. I would say episode. On this episode, we are going to talk about Daredevil, the man without fear. But first, I'd like to discuss something. I just broke, so I think this is a full month now that my YouTube channel has been in, I started it a month ago in September of 2019, if you're watching this years from now. And one of the first things I talked about, either on Twitter or on a video actually, was that in my beautiful channel, Sporking News Podcast, thank you, Hudson, reach 100 viewers, 100 subscribers actually, I would get some new equipment. A good microphone, maybe not my shitty phone to use, which has a crack in the lens. So that kind of stinks. Maybe like a nice Logitech camera or something like that. I don't know stuff like that anymore. I'm so out of the loop. I'm old. But I made a deal with my wife. If I get 100 subs, I get to buy some stuff for the channel. Help it grow. I'm trying to get up to 1,000. I'm not going to lie to you people. I would love to be monetized. You know? I'm a dad with a family, 2 little ones. Happy birthday to my youngest Padawan. I love you. It's her birthday today. But I would love to help, out my family even more than I do now, working 7 days a week most of the time. So I do this because I love it. And I do. I love this. This has been a lot of fun. But I also do it so in the hopes that I grow big enough that I can support my family. So that is one thing. So I told my wife, because this morning I hit 108, 109. It fluctuated throughout the day. That happens, I guess. I talked to other YouTubers. But I think I'm sitting steady right now at 109. And I came home after work. My wife was working from home. And I said, Mrs. Sporking, guess what? And she said, what? I said, I hit over 100 subs. Time to buy some mics and stuff. And she looked me dead in the eye and said, nah. And I said, what? But we made a deal. And I love my wife because she's a smart one. She said we didn't shake on it. So the new deal that has been shook on is in the next month, if I grow steadily, or and as quick as that happens, so please share, like, subscribe, because YouTube has changed their algorithm and channels like mine starting out are getting crushed by the massive media. Okay, so it's going to take you guys out there, my 109 strong Sporkings, like Spartans, Sporkins, Sporkins, maybe that'll be you guys' nickname. The 109 strong to help this grow so that my wife will let me buy some stuff. I'm a married man. What are you going to do? But she said either 50 new subscribers, which can happen overnight, you never know, or steady growth in the next month. And if that keeps happening, boom, new equipment. Back to the show. So, Daredevil. When I was younger, I used to have a big comic book collection, and I think I've talked about it before. I got into abusing drugs and alcohol in my 20s and early 30s. And I used to have a huge comic collection that I started at a young age, and they all went to the wayside for that crap. But I am a grateful, recovering addict today. And one thing I held on to was my Daredevil. Okay, I only held on to 2 of them. I have other ones that I picked up through the years, but this Daredevil, I think it's from May 76, the year I was born. Okay, Daredevil. And then 1993, which was when I started. I was just in high school, and I was really getting more into comic books for a little while. It was like a spurt when I was like 12, 13, then slowed down when I was like a freshman and sophomore. But in 1993, I purchased this one, which was one of my favorite runs. Well, those are the 2 last ones I've had out of boxes of comic books. So let's just say I love Daredevil. Okay, Daredevil and Spider-Man have always been my favorite. Yes, I am a toxic white male, masculinity, throw in anything you want below. But just the journey those two guys go on. Mostly Daredevil. I mean, he was blind at a young age. His father fought, was going to throw a fight for the mob and didn't because he didn't want, well, in certain ways, he didn't want his son to seem like, be embarrassed of him. He had pride. He also, but he knew something would happen and he got killed. Anyways, so Daredevil grew up an angry, song gun. He was vicious. Without sight, he would use like a sonic jump ahead. All right, I don't have to talk about it. You people who are watching this probably already know. You saw the great movie by Ben Affleck. No, I'm just kidding. Ben Affleck movie sucked. God, Ben, what were you guys thinking? And Kevin Smith, wasn't that Kevin Smith? Like, I don't know. Anyways, the great TV series, Daredevil, that was on Netflix. So that show, the first season was phenomenal. Okay. He didn't even get his suit, I think, until like the last episode. It was so dope. Charlie Cox, unbelievable as Daredevil. Everybody else, I'm sorry if I don't know people's names, but the whole cast, Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, freaking amazing. Just everybody in it was awesome. Season 2 was pretty darn good too. Season 3, I actually, well, here's why. I didn't watch the whole season yet. Once a little company called Disney, I don't know if you ever heard of them, massive corporation that likes to crush my soul, decided to have their own streaming service, Disney Plus, which you're going to get my money because I love all those shows and I'm going to, thanks a lot, Disney. But anyways, and I'm a reviewer now, the media. Daredevil was one of the last to fall. I think it may have been the last, maybe Jessica Jones, but Iron Fist got canceled. Sorry, Danny Rand, but that show sucked and I really tried to like it. Luke Cage fell on a cliffhanger, which I like the guy who played Luke Cage. I like that show. Luke Cage is such a great concept. But anyways, and then, they had the one Defenders season, I believe, and then either or Jessica Jones and then Daredevil got canceled. Punisher got canceled. Freaking amazing show. But there has been a movement, and it is the hashtag, or when I grew up, #, hashtag save Daredevil. And it's been growing steadily. There's been a lot of fans. I've checked it out here and there. I've never actually become a save Daredevil # guy, but I think I might. They've been doing like meetups and they've really been put a petition going. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description below. I always like doing that. I feel like such a dork. But they have been really pushing to get this show back on the air in some form with the same cast. Now, the problem is Disney's contract with Netflix, I believe, said after the cancellation of, if it ever happens, of the shows, any of those shows, Disney or whoever owned it at the time, 2 years before they could, in any type of media, I don't know if that includes comic books, but any type of media like TV, movies, cartoons, I believe, they were not allowed to use those characters for 2 full years from the cancellation date, which is crazy because November is going to be a year. So we're coming up on it. And this movement is starting to gain speed. Now, right now, Charlie Cox and Tom Hiddleston? God, I blank on names so easily. But Tom Hiddleston are in a play. So, I guess Tom Hiddleston decided to either Instagram or tweet a, shot saying, backing this Save Daredevil movement. Also, the guy who plays Coulson, Greg. Oh, crap, I'm blanking on his name too. This is why I need better equipment so I can have like my phone right here and look like I'm smart like the other YouTubers. Come on, honey. Clark Greg? If you know it, write it down below. I freaking love the guy. He was awesome as Coulson. But he also weighed in, he's been backing this, like even when they got canceled, he had a really nice tweet or Instagram about them, but he's backing the Save Daredevil too. So it's gaining momentum. Well, at Comic-Con this year, boom, who shows up at a meetup of these Save Daredevil fans? Charlie Cox, the guy who plays the detective, don't remember his name, a couple other people in the show, but Charlie Cox showed up. I live like really close to New York City. Why didn't I freaking go? Because I didn't really know about it because I suck. And I work a lot. But so they met up with the fans, which to me, man, that deserves everyone to sign this petition. I hate giving Disney money. It's like such a catch-22 because I love these characters. I love these movies. Not as much lately with the Marvel movies, but Daredevil was a cool show. Charlie Cox was an awesome Daredevil, okay? And I really hope to see him somehow on the screen. So some people are theorizing that we're not going to see a new Spider-Man movie for at least a year and a half, I would think. 2 years. I don't even know. There might be a date set, but again, I'm out of the loop. It's funny that I do this on YouTube because I have no clue about most things. He might be able to get into the Spider-Verse. You know, if Spider-Man needs to defend himself, Peter Parker needs to defend himself now that he's been... Spoiler for Spider-Man that's been out for freaking ever. Far From Home. But now that he's been outed by Mysterio, maybe here comes Daredevil, you know? And why not have a blind, awesome-ass lawyer? His disability means nothing, all right? You judgmental people. He's a great lawyer, and he does a lot of pro bono work. So, Peter Parker doesn't have a lot of money. Tony Stark's dead, so I don't know, maybe Happy will float him some cash. But why not? Why not? You know, Charlie Cox deserves it, people. God, I don't know why I'm fighting with my phone right now. Because I'm not even talking to somebody. I'm talking to myself, really. But I just really want this show to come back on the air, or at least Charlie Cox to keep playing Daredevil. So, Charlie Cox, you're probably one of my 109 subscribers. I want you to know, man, I support you. Matt Murdock, I support him. Daredevil, same guy, but not a lot of people know that. I do. I support you, okay? I support your whole cast because everyone on that show rocked playing the roles they played. And I'm sorry about my camera going in and out. This is why we need to get me up past 150 or 200 so my wife realizes this thing's growing. I'm sorry this was a long video for me. Please, again, share, subscribe, retweet, whatever I do this on. It really means a lot. It's going to take you guys to help me grow because YouTube is not supporting us small guys anymore. Mostly guys who don't have, and ladies, that don't have their views on what media and TV and all that shit should be. Okay, so please help me grow. Okay, shout out to all you YouTubers out there working hard to grow. Orville Nation is one of them. Getting to know him, he's a great dude. Hopefully we're going to be doing some live streaming on his channel about the Orville. He's the master. I'm kind of like a Padawan on that one. But I'm really starting to dig the Orville a lot. So I'm hoping that we can do some live streams and he can drop knowledge on me. So thank you again for watching for this like 13 or 14 minute video. I'm sorry it was that long, but really there's not going to be any breaks for commercials because I am not monetized because they changed their thing from 100 subscribers now to 1,000. Help me grow, people. I love you all. And remember, if they're calling you names,